Discovery number 14: The Mind Scene Society. Brecken's sobs were racking his body, and he felt as though they would never stop. You still can't save me. He knew he needed to get away, to run as fast as he could, but all he could do was cry in a dilapidated heap. Suddenly, he felt a hand being placed softly upon his shoulder. Brecken? That voice. He looked up. Julie? He saw her face, framed by a large top hat. Why are you wearing a mustache? Oh, that. I'm sorry. She took off her mustache and hat, and Brecken's tears started flowing even harder at the sight of his long-lost friend. She held him tight for a moment. I've missed you, he croaked. I'm here now, she said, starting to leak as well. You're going to be all right. Then she broke the hug. She kept her hands on his arms, as though to steady him. Brecken, what happened? Where are your parents? And then, softer, Did did they hurt you? Not me. Him. She she stabbed him, Julie. She stabbed my friend. He shook her hands off, wiped his eyes, and stood up hastily. We have to go. She she could go after us. She's dangerous, and she has Zoot. Is he your friend? Brecken nodded shakily. We have to get help. We will, she said. Let's go. Brecken had nearly forgotten all about Rizzo the rat, who had been watching the scene from a distance, not sure what to do or say, until they'd started to talk about leaving. Then he ran up Brecken's leg and body till he came to rest on his shoulder. Julie gave Brecken a bewildered look, but decided the time to ask questions was not now. First, they had to get away. The two, technically three, of them ran as fast as they could, Brecken sometimes needing to stop and catch his breath now that the adrenaline had worked out and fatigue was setting in. During one of these moments, when they were well away from the facility, yet still not in the inhabited part of town, Brecken spoke in between gasps of air. I left them. Zoot, Mo, the guard, even my father. I should have done so much more. Julie looked serious, but at the same time a smile was playing on her lips. Brecken, you haven't changed a bit, have you? I haven't? That's good to hear, I suppose. But still, You've done all you could. I'm sure of it. You always do. Thanks, he said, and nearly started crying anew. But instead he set off on a sprint, and Julie went after him. They sprinted all the way till Julie's house, where a light burned behind the window to cast away the darkness the clouds in the sky had brought upon the town. To Brecken, it looked like home. Julie's father opened the door, looking bewildered. Brecken, my boy, I thought you'd moved away. I, Brecken began shakily, but Julie quickly jumped in. He's in trouble, Dad. His mom stabbed his friend. Her father's eyes grew round like petri dishes. Oh, my, you'd better come in then. He ushered them inside. What happened? He asked, looking Brecken in the eye and putting his hands on Brecken's arms, the way Julie had done before. Basically, Brecken said in a voice that was too high a pitch, my mother ran a strange facility where she and my father took kids from the streets and performed experiments on them, and she didn't care if the kids got hurt, and they stole art to finance their experiments. What kind of experiments? Brecken hesitated, not sure if Julie's father would believe him, or if he would think it was a child's fantasy. If you can recall, he added gently. They were mind experiments. She, they, they tried to get the kids to read each other's minds. To Brecken's surprise, Julie's father's face fell. Oh, no. It's the Mind Seeing Society. Huh? We've been after them for a while now. They are a very dangerous group of individuals, set to unravel the mysteries of the mind and stretch its capabilities. While their cause may sound compelling, their methods haven't always been ethical. That's why they mostly operate underground, and why we haven't been able to catch many of them. We hardly know more than their name and their motto: cultivate, communicate, control. To think two of their members were right under my nose all these years, and I didn't see it. I'm deeply sorry, Brecken, that it had to come this far. That's okay, said Brecken in a small voice. Now, will you help us? Yes, yes, of course. Come, sit down while I call my colleagues. Brecken, looking decidedly pale, sat down on the sofa, Julie next to him. She squeezed his hand, and he gave her a weary smile. Her father was pacing up and down the room, phone to his ear. Yes. Hi, this is him. We need a team. At least three, I'd wager. C. Yes, you heard me correctly. There's been a stabbing. Where? He looked at Brecken and Julie questioningly. Old industrial terrain on the beach, said Julie. Old industrial terrain, beach, said her father. No, indeed. No paved roads that way, I'm afraid. We'll have to go slow enough for it to be safe, yet fast enough that we'll get there on time. Let's meet at the oldest trout cafe, and we'll go from there. I'll question the witnesses as I go. No time to waste. Yes, goodbye. He hung up. So we're going to the industrial place? Asked Julie. I'm going there, said her father. You'll both be looked after in the oldest trout. Julie gave him a defiant look, but kept dumb. She took Brecken's hand and gently pulled him up from the couch, Rizzo still on his shoulder, and then they all went outside. On their way to the oldest trout, they passed very few people. The sky was looking decidedly gray, and rain seemed imminent, so most preferred to stay inside safely on such an occasion. Only one man was still roaming around the neighborhood, looking for his son. Dad! Shouted Rizzo suddenly. The rat speaks? Exclaimed Julie, whilst her father looked equally perplexed. The wandering man looked up. Son, where are you? Dad, I'm here! Rizzo jumped down from Brecken's shoulder and ran towards him. Albie, is that really you? He asked. What happened? No time. We have to go help my friends. Albie's father looked at the three people standing behind his son. Ah, Julie, I seem to see you found your friend. I'm glad. Thank you for finding my son, though he isn't yay high any more, I suppose. He held his hand up a ways above the ground and chuckled. Julie, who was just putting two and two together, smiled and said, I told you I would look for him, didn't I? Albie ran up his father's shoulder and settled there. Right, let's be off, he squeaked. I don't want to be outside when the rain starts. Brecken, who had been a bit fidgety during this exchange, however glad he was for this reunion, nodded gratefully at the chance of getting away, at the chance of getting closer to saving Zoot. And so they set off again, hoping this reunion was a sign things would turn out all right after all.